Okay, guys, it's been a second, so I'm back with I guess you could call this an appreciation video. Um, as you get a little older, your perspective changes. What's important in your life changes. Now, what was important in my 20s is not so important to me nowadays, and I'm in my 60s. And I've told you before, it's been quite the life. It really has been. Because my addictions pushed me in a certain direction, and I did some living that I wasn't proud of all of it, but I absolutely lived. And I didn't shortchange life, but I wasn't moving in the right direction because my motives were a little off, because at that point you're a little selfish. And in your 20s, you want to achieve certain things. It's all about status, it's about money. It's about perception, how you think people perceive you, and most of your decisions revolve around some of those things. And as you get a little older, you learn to appreciate what's really important, and that's people. And there's a scripture in the Bible that's hit home with me a long time ago, and it's that man looks on the outside and God looks on the heart. And the heart of the matter, the motive behind what you're doing, is what's important in this life. It's going to determine how you approach people, how you approach situations, and how you approach life itself. And the rewards that come out of it are going to be evident. Now, my sister did me a solid today. She sent me a couple of pictures of my family from years past, one when I was a kid and another when I was a teenager. And it brought back a whole flood of memories, and they're good ones. And this life I've really lived it, and I've enjoyed it. And there's parts of it that weren't all that fun, but they help determine who I am today. So they all add to the whole. And I thank God for bringing me through the times when it wasn't fun, and bringing me into those times when it was just sheer joy, sharing it with family, friends, and seeing the things that He's done in my life. So anyway, I encourage you to begin to look at what's important in your life. And I don't know where you are age-wise, but if you can look in that mirror and be honest with yourself and decide what's important and your motives behind where you want to be and why you want to be there. Now, it's like when my kids were smaller, I told them this, and I meant it. I didn't care what they did in life for an occupation. I didn't care how rich they were. I didn't care what they had along those lines, or how looked up to they were by people around them. What I wanted out of them is I wanted to sit across the dinner table from them and like that individual I was having dinner with as a person. And out of my three, all have achieved that. And I'm very grateful for that. And it's been a great joy in my life to see that happen. And the results that's come out of that, I've already told you, my manager for my YouTube channel is my 11-year-old granddaughter. And I truly appreciate her for who she's becoming and who she already is. But as you begin to invest in those people and the selfishness starts to ebb away and you start to grow and discover what's really important in this life, I encourage you to let those people know that hold that place in your life. And it's not always easy, and it's not always going to be received well, but make the attempt anyway. I'll tell you a little story. My youngest son, I had went to Vegas, and with my family still back home, and to work as a union carpenter. And I was there for a while, and some things transpired down there, but I had told my kids when they were younger, I'd always say, "Hey, guess what?" And they'd say, "What?" And I'd say, "I love you." And it's, "Oh, Dad, you always say that." I said, "Well, I mean it." So anyway, I'd been gone for a while, and they called me to see how things were going. And my youngest son is crying. And I told him, I said, "Hey, guess what?" He goes, "What?" I said, "You mean you forgot already?" And he started laughing. He said, "You love me." I said, "Yes, I do." All right, it's important that we let them know that. I was surprised when I got in high school to discover some of my friends actually didn't know whether their parents loved them or not. And I never had to wonder about that because I was told and I was showed every day that I was around them. And to this day, I'm ever so grateful for that. And this is one of my youngest granddaughters. This is Emily. So, and I'm about to become a grandfather for by blood the 7th time and by heart the 9th time. So, anyway, and my manager just popped in too.
Hello.
Anyway, guys, this is what's important in my life nowadays. And I'm praying you have the same kind of thing in your life and you're beginning to see the fruits of your labor pay off. So, I'm going to leave you with their smiling faces and an admonishment. What are your motives? What are you looking for? And what are you looking to take out of this life? Hopefully it's kind of a love that grows and stays and lives on past you. So I'd encourage you to begin to invest in that. And I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.